Have you ever stopped to wonder why so many people across Asia seem to carry their youthful looks well into middle age and beyond? It's a question that has fascinated travelers, researchers, and even neighbors for decades. That smooth, almost glowing skin, the sparkle in the eyes, and the seemingly endless energy of older adults in many Asian communities aren't just happy accidents or purely the gift of good genes. Yes, genetics can play a part, but there's much more going on. A whole way of living, a set of small but powerful habits practiced consistently, often without fanfare, and passed from one generation to the next. These aren't quick fixes, expensive treatments, or magic creams. They're part of daily life, woven into culture and tradition in ways that most people outside those communities rarely think about. In today's video, we're going to explore 5 lesser-known daily habits that help explain why so many Asians keep a vibrant appearance and youthful energy, even as the years pass. And here's the best part, these aren't secrets that only work for certain people in certain places. With the right mindset, they can be adopted and adapted by anyone, anywhere in the world. Now, this isn't about chasing eternal youth or turning back the clock. It's about learning from a lifestyle that values balance, care, and consistency, the kind of approach that slows the natural signs of aging and supports health from the inside out. By the end of this video, you might be surprised at how small, intentional changes practiced over time can have a dramatic effect on how you look and feel. And make sure to stick around until the end, because habit number 5 is one of the most underestimated yet most impactful factors, and it might just change the way you think about your own day-to-day life. Let's dive right in. 1. Balanced, nutrient-rich traditional diets *. One of the most powerful influences on long-term health and appearance is diet, and traditional eating habits across many parts of Asia provide a blueprint worth studying. Rather than relying heavily on packaged snacks, refined sugars, or overly processed meals, traditional Asian diets are built around fresh, seasonal ingredients. Think colorful vegetables, leafy greens, sea plants, wholesome grains like rice or barley, lean proteins from fish, tofu, or legumes, and light broths brimming with nutrition. Meals are often a visual feast, each color hinting at different vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that support not only the body's inner functions but also the skin's outer glow. A typical plate might include bitter greens for digestion, sweet root vegetables for steady energy, a portion of fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids to reduce inflammation, and a small serving of fermented vegetables that nourish the gut microbiome, which science now knows has a direct impact on skin health and immune resilience. And here's something important. Portion sizes tend to be modest. Instead of large, calorie-dense servings eaten in one sitting, meals are often smaller but enjoyed more frequently throughout the day. This steady intake helps keep blood sugar stable, reducing energy crashes and minimizing the strain on metabolism. Over years, this gentle approach supports weight stability, better digestion, and a body that functions efficiently well into later life. Cooking methods also matter. Steaming, boiling, and light stir-frying in small amounts of healthy oil preserve nutrients while avoiding the trans fats and excessive grease that can accelerate aging. Seasoning is usually done with herbs, spices, miso, soy sauce, or rice vinegar, all of which add depth of flavor without drowning food in salt or artificial additives. Perhaps most importantly, traditional diets are about the relationship with food. Eating is an act of nourishment, not just a way to fill the stomach. Meals are often shared with family or friends, eaten at a table, and savored rather than rushed. This mindful approach not only improves digestion but also turns eating into a form of self-care that pays dividends over decades. In short, a variety of fresh, nutrient-dense foods, modest portions, careful preparation, and a respect for the body's needs form the foundation of this habit, and it's a foundation that keeps many people looking and feeling vibrant well into older age. 2. Lifelong, consistent skincare routines *. The second key habit is one that's visible the moment you meet someone: how they care for their skin. Across many Asian cultures, skincare is not an afterthought, nor is it something to start only when signs of aging appear. It's a steady, daily commitment that begins in childhood and continues for life. From a young age, children are taught gentle cleansing routines, the importance of hydration, and, perhaps most crucially, how to protect skin from the sun. In fact, sun protection is deeply ingrained. Wide-brimmed hats, umbrellas, lightweight long-sleeved clothing, and the daily use of sunscreen are common not just at the beach, but during regular errands, park walks, or even commuting. Avoiding unnecessary sun damage is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to prevent premature wrinkles, dark spots, and loss of skin elasticity. Cleansing methods also tend to avoid harsh, skin-stripping products. Instead, mild cleansers remove dirt and impurities without disturbing the skin's natural moisture barrier. This is often followed by hydrating toners, soothing essences, nutrient-rich serums, and moisturizers, each applied with care rather than rushed. Hydration is treated as essential year-round, not just in dry weather. Moisturizing creams, natural oils, or gel-based hydrators are chosen based on the skin's needs, and traditional ingredients such as green tea, rice water, aloe vera, and ginseng are valued for their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. These time-tested remedies calm irritation, fight free radicals, and support the skin's natural repair processes. Another distinction is the mindset. Skincare isn't simply a cosmetic step, it's a form of daily self-respect. Taking a few minutes morning and evening to tend to one's skin is also a way to slow down, breathe, and release stress. This combination of physical care and emotional unwinding contributes to an overall healthier, more radiant appearance. And unlike approaches that rely heavily on makeup to create the illusion of flawless skin, the focus here is on maintaining naturally healthy skin so that makeup becomes a choice, not a necessity. Over decades, that difference adds up, and you can often see it in the fresh, makeup-optional look of many older Asian women and men. 3. Built-in daily movement and low-impact exercise *. The third habit is subtle but incredibly effective, moving the body throughout the day. While gym workouts and high-intensity training exist in many places, much of the activity in daily life is woven seamlessly into routines. Walking to the market, cycling to visit a friend, sweeping the courtyard, tending a vegetable garden, climbing stairs instead of taking the elevator, these may seem like small actions, but repeated daily for years, they build lasting strength, flexibility, and cardiovascular health. Low-impact exercises such as Tai Chi, Qigong, gentle yoga, or traditional dance are also common. These practices not only work the muscles and joints but also emphasize posture, balance, and fluid motion, qualities that help prevent injuries and maintain mobility in later years. Because they're easy on the joints, people can continue them well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond without pain or strain. Daily movement also improves circulation, which in turn delivers oxygen and nutrients to the skin. Better blood flow supports that bright, healthy complexion and helps prevent the dullness that often comes from long periods of inactivity. Just as importantly, many of these activities are social. Morning Tai Chi groups in parks, evening walks with friends, or festival dances are opportunities for connection as well as exercise. This combination of movement and companionship boosts both physical and emotional well-being. The real magic is consistency. Instead of pushing the body hard a few times a week and then remaining sedentary, these habits keep the body gently active every single day. Over the decades, this approach maintains muscle tone, joint flexibility, and a sense of vitality, without the burnout or injury risk that can come with intense exercise regimes. Cultural traditions that reduce stress *. Our fourth habit takes us inside the mind and emotions. Because aging isn't only about what happens to our bodies, but also about how stress shapes our faces, our posture, and our overall energy. Across many Asian cultures, there's a long-standing emphasis on practices that restore balance and promote calm before stress has the chance to take root. This might include tea ceremonies, meditation, mindful breathing exercises, prayer rituals, or artistic pursuits like calligraphy, flower arranging, or poetry. Tea drinking, for example, is rarely just about the beverage. The slow preparation, the gentle aroma, and the quiet moment of sitting still create a kind of mini-meditation. Mindful rituals like these signal the body to shift out of fight or flight mode, lowering stress hormones that, if left unchecked, can speed up aging by affecting skin, digestion, and immune function. Meditative movement like Tai Chi or Qigong not only works the muscles but also teaches the mind to focus, let go of tension, and breathe deeply. Over time, this helps soften facial expressions, reduce jaw tension, and encourage a relaxed, approachable demeanor. Creative traditions such as painting or writing poetry serve a similar role. They require patience and attention to detail, pulling focus away from everyday worries and giving the mind a chance to rest. The result is not only better emotional health but also a visible lightness in the way a person carries themselves. What's key here is that these aren't once-a-year spa days or occasional, self-care sessions. They're regular, integrated parts of life, often taught by parents or grandparents and maintained well into later years. Over decades, the benefits compound, and the people practicing them often radiate a calm, balanced energy that looks and feels younger. Strong family and community connections *. Finally, we arrive at one of the most underestimated youth-preserving habits, the strength of social bonds. In many Asian communities, relationships with family, friends, and neighbors are not an optional extra, they're a central part of life. Multi-generational households are common, and even when families don't live under the same roof, they tend to remain closely connected. For older adults, this means regular interaction, conversation, laughter, and purpose. Whether it's helping with grandchildren, sharing meals, attending festivals, or volunteering, these connections keep the mind sharp and the spirit engaged. Scientific research backs this up. Strong social ties improve mood, lower stress, support heart health, and even boost the immune system. They also give people a reason to stay active and take care of themselves, not out of vanity, but out of love and responsibility toward those they care about. When you see older adults with a sparkle in their eyes and a genuine smile, it's often because they feel valued, connected, and needed. That emotional fulfillment shows up physically, in posture, in facial expression, and even in how the skin glows. Beyond emotional health, close connections influence daily habits. Shared meals tend to be more balanced, group activities encourage regular movement, and friends or family members often look out for each other's well-being. At the deepest level, these relationships provide a sense of belonging and meaning that's hard to replicate alone. And when someone feels that sense of belonging year after year, it becomes a powerful protective factor, keeping both heart and face youthful. Final thoughts *. So, which of these 5 habits speaks to you the most? Was it the fresh, balanced meals, the consistent skin care, the steady daily movement, the calming cultural traditions, or the deep-rooted connections with family and community? Each one has its own power, but together they create a lifestyle that supports not just looking young, but feeling alive, purposeful, and connected. The beauty of these habits is that you don't need to adopt them all at once. Even choosing one and practicing it consistently can set changes in motion. Remember, youthfulness is not only about smooth skin or strong muscles, it's about how you live each day, the energy you carry, and the way you connect with the world around you. When care for the body, mind, and spirit becomes a daily practice, the results naturally shine through on the outside. If even one of these habits resonates with you, consider it an invitation to start today. Over time, those small, consistent steps could transform not only how you look, but how you feel in every aspect of life. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you found this valuable, please like, share, and subscribe so we can keep bringing you insights that inspire and empower. And don't forget, drop a comment below telling me which habit you're going to try first. Here's to living with more vitality, balance, and joy, at every age.